And hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Philip. If you've not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscription button and that notification bell. That way anytime I do a new video, you will be aware of it. I try to do a video each week. This video today, really it wasn't planned for. It wasn't something I was even thinking about doing, but I got involved in a conversation with someone who's part of our Facebook group. And they are involved with a couple of different paranormal teams. And I guess one of the teams, they really like to mimic one of their heroes. I don't want to say their names because they're very well known on the Travel Channel and have been around for many years. And the lead investigator, they really try to copy and they try to emulate what he does in the show that he has. And something stuck out to me when the person I was talking to said that this investigator's goal was to be famous. Now, and that struck a little bit of a chord with me as someone who has had a show and someone who is now doing this on YouTube and who tries to communicate as much as possible with spirits. I thought I should probably take a moment and touch on the reasons of getting into this, and if for those who want to create a show either on YouTube or try to get something distributed, get into that just a little bit. Now, first and foremost, let me say that anybody who really wants to get into spirit communication, ITC, who wants to get into paranormal investigation, really should come at it from a couple of different angles. Should come out of it out of curiosity. Should come at it out of respect, and should have a little bit of skepticism, should have a little bit of all of that involved. The last thing on your mind with getting into this should be, I want to be famous, I want to be well known, because what happens at that point is you start leaving a negative footprint. You start causing issues within the field, and not just from the scientific community and not just from those who are actually trying to make a sincere go at this. It really gives the field a bad name. For those who are trying to get their look down and they're trying to interview all these people. And don't get me wrong, we have interviewed people. If you've ever seen any of our full investigations, you've seen that. We have interviewed people. But if your goal is to try to represent yourself as a celebrity, if you're trying to represent yourself as someone who is more knowledgeable than you are, then you're causing damage. You really are causing damage. Also, there's a legal side to this that you have to be aware of. You should be having liability insurance. There's a type of insurance called errors and omissions insurance. If you are going into any type of location, be it someone's home or be it a national monument or any type of building or location, you really should be carrying insurance, liability insurance. Again, it's called errors and omissions insurance. You should be having that. If not, you're opening up yourself to a whole world of problems. Also, if you're having anyone on camera, they should be signing a waiver. They should be signing a talent release waiver saying that, yes, I give you permission to record me, my voice, my image. And if you're not going to have them sign a waiver, at least have them say something on camera. Do I have permission to record you? Yes. And then save that. There's legalities here. We just can't go out and investigate. When you do actually get involved in the investigation, be sincere. Be sincere about it. Don't constantly be worried about playing to the camera or how your hair looks or whatever. I can tell you, most who are trying to do this, you don't have a budget. You don't have a crew. I mean, we didn't. the little money that we did have came from a crowdfunding that we did. We were lucky enough to have the show on Amazon for a year, and it was a great experience. Be truthful in your telling of what you're doing. Have a purpose for what you're doing, and just don't go in and start your investigation. Now, when it comes to your investigation, don't antagonize. Don't go in yelling, antagonizing. I'm not saying that I haven't tiptoed into that. I have. In fact, if you take a look at some of our earlier episodes, as far as the investigations go, you will see that I did raise my voice on a few occasions. Also, it probably doesn't really hurt to have some basic understanding of the fundamentals of filmmaking. Knowing what a master shot is, close-ups, how to do editing and cutaways, how to process your audio. Now, I will say our very first episode, Campbell House, the audio was not the best, especially once we got into the house. Let's walk it there real quick. See what's going on here. Okay, so we're going to be in here tonight. Okay, we're going to be in here tonight. If there's anybody in here, we'd like for you to make your presence known. Okay? Oh, audio was not the best. Fault on us. But have an understanding of basic filmmaking. There's a lot of websites that you can go to that talks about these things. Also, take a look at your equipment. It does you absolutely no good to have a whole bunch of toys and not use them properly, just to have them just to show off. What you do need, well, the way that we did it anyways, the way that I chose to do it was we had one good production camera. This camera right here. It's a Sony Mini DV camera, and the reason I stuck with Mini DV is because in this day and age, the look of Mini DV kind of looks like film, movie film, especially if you process it a certain way. When I started filmmaking back in the 80s, I studied film. I learned on film, and so I like Mini DV because it gives it a little bit of a different look, and it gives it more of a documentary style appearance. And if you take a look at our Mob Museum investigation, it shows. And so have the equipment that you need to actually shoot it, to edit it together, but also equipment that you will need to do the investigation. When it comes to investigations, you really don't need a whole lot. You really don't need a whole lot. A PSB7, an EM meter like the K2, a couple of apps, some infrared, for example, like this little setup right here that I have. Okay, I've got it backwards here. Let's do this. Okay, so this right here, this is an infrared camera with infrared light. So you can see it turning on right there. And you can fit just another camera on this that could be aimed at you, so you are filming yourself while filming where you're editing. Give yourself a start point in 3, 2, 1. That snap is where you edit your audio, and then you're good to go. And as far as audio goes, on the big camera there on the Sony, I have a shotgun microphone attached, but it doesn't hurt to get some clip-on lavaliers. These are wireless, and so you can pretty much walk around anywhere and get decent audio. And you can find these relatively inexpensive. You can find even cheaper ones that plug right into the cameras. So take some time with the equipment that you need to actually produce this. I'm not saying you got to have fantastic, spend thousands of dollars, but because most of you who are doing this, you're not going to have any funding. And funding that you do have is going to be pulled together from the group. The biggest thing is try not to copy anybody else. Be you, be unique, have respect when you go into the investigations and when you're talking to the spirits, and have respect to the people who own the building. If you are more concerned about developing your look and about becoming famous, then you're in it for the wrong reasons, and you're going to give the field a bad name. That's just how it is. Make sure your legal is taken care of. Again, insurances, permits, if you need them. We had filming permits. Again, when it came to the Mob Museum, we had to have a filming permit, and so we got those permits. The field of paranormal investigation and ITC is changing. People are becoming more and more aware of the afterlife and that there is life after death. And so having to go in and do a ghost hunt, honestly, I don't know if they are needed as much anymore. It is nice to see those who are sincere going about it and finding real evidence and real proof. But a lot of times that real proof is going to come to the form of an EVP. You might capture a couple of orbs. Of course, we have caught orbs before. And just straight spirit communication. And the last thing that I really want to say about this is that if you are looking to get into this because you think it's a niche, that because you think you'll be able to make a ton of money off of it, you have to understand that the people who are really making all the money off of this is a small percentage. I'm not saying that you can't, and I'm not saying that it can't happen. But the people who are on TV, the groups, the teams that are on TV that are doing this, they have a studio behind them. They have a budget behind them. And so we do have to keep those things in mind. I'm not saying that you can't make an income off of it. You can, but you have to understand the business of it and not just run out with cameras and thinking that you're going to make it big. It's a business. You have to understand the business side of it as well as understand the technical side of it, as well as understanding the paranormal side of it, the spiritual side of it. There are so many different aspects of this. And if your idea is just, I want to look cool, I want to buy a lot of equipment, and I'm going to be famous, you're not in it for the right reason. You're really not in it for the right reason, and you're giving those who are true and sincere about it a bad name. Have respect for yourself, have respect for the industry, have respect for the spirits that you're trying to contact, and go about it the right way. Take some extra time just to educate yourself, enjoy it, and be part of the solution to make the overall field better. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much. I am about to contact Chester Bennington again. I had been asked to do so, and I think the last session that we did was really, really good. And so I'm about to do that, and I'll be seeing you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.